Yoga can be a really effective way to help manage chronic back pain, especially chronic lower back pain. So today I'd like to share with you one pose that we can use for a warm-up, one pose for the central part of our practice, and then a cool down pose. So we'll come to hands and knees. And we'll be working through tabletop with leg extensions. So our joints are stacked. We have elbows over the wrists, shoulders stacked over elbows. Our knees are at a 90-degree angle. And as we move into our warm-up posture here, we want to think about knitting our ribs together, not letting our belly sag towards the floor. That way we're helping protect our lower back. So we're pulling our belly towards our spine, and we're also thinking about the rest of our core. So actually knitting the rib cage together, engaging that transverse abdominis, the deeper layer of our core. We're hugging muscle to bone. And then we will start with stretching our left leg back. While we do this, and breathe in this position, we're continuing to engage through the abdominals, not allowing any sagging through the belly. Feeling the weight on the ball of your left foot. And feeling that whole muscle set of your extended leg working, your abdominals working, and your arms engaging to support you. Take one more breath here and come back to a neutral tabletop. We'll move to extend the right leg back. Toes tucked, weight on the ball of the right foot, knitting our abdominals together, extending through the spine, feeling that core engage in the alignment of our cervical spine. Take a couple more breaths here. And back to tabletop. And we'll lower onto our belly, move into a locust pose. So we'll place our forehead on the mat. Point the toes so that the top of the feet are on the mat. Arms will extend back, hands by your hips. Palms facing down. Now here we'll start with just one leg at a time. On the inhale, we will lift just the left leg. And we're monitoring any type of sharp sensation in the lower back. If we feel any twinges there, we want to just back off and go even gentler, maybe just raising 1 inch for today. And we'll test out the other leg. On the inhale, we'll lift the right leg. See if we can move through that extension without any type of pain. And lower. And if that's felt okay, we'll move into the full expression of the pose. So on an inhale, we'll lift hands, arms, legs and feet. Feeling the weight on the front of our hips, belly and ribs. Extending through the hands and feet and keeping our cervical spine long. Eyes gazing just gently in front of you. And we'll lower down. We'll move through that one more time. On the inhale, up to locust. And release. Just for a counter pose, we'll push back to child's pose. So knees spread wide apart, toes together, and sink towards the ground. Arms long and relaxed in front of you, forehead on the floor. Again, 3 deep breaths here. And then we'll come up to hands and knees. Swing our legs around. And we will recline onto our back for a cool down pose. And this will be a reclined twist. So first we'll just bring our knees to our chest to let that lower back just relax. You can gently rock from side to side if that feels good. That lower back lengthen. And we'll move to a twist on our left side. So arms can tee out. Legs will fall to the left. If this is too much, you can place a block or a bolster under your legs so that they don't have to move quite as far to the floor. You can also place a block or a bolster between your legs. And just let that spine twist and release. And take 3 deep breaths here. If it feels okay in your neck, you can turn and gaze to the right side. And come back through center. You can help your knees up if you need that. Swing your hips over towards the left and move your knees to the right for the twist, gazing to the left. And we'll help our knees back to center. Let them in for one more squeeze. And we'll roll to the side and come up to a seat to finish. Namaste.